story that you'd think you've heard before. We know you know our name as the famed Llarona. Know all about our scary wailing persona. I'm done 'cause all these days I've been just a way to make kids behave. So I picked up a light and some girl's smartphone. Our story's about to become our own. A killer, a traitor, died. A killer, a traitor, cried. But just for you tonight, we are killers and traitors live! Welcome to the show, it's a folklore remix. Taking what you know, adding on a prefix. Everybody knows that we mourn our children's lives. Raising up our voice by the river kneeling. Get ready for your children are who we're stealing. Everybody knows that we mourn our children's lives. But now we're revived. All you ever hear and read about are our kids and the way it ended. But a story doesn't have just one side. You're gonna hear out each of our defenses. Tonight we're gonna do ourselves justice, 'cause we're taking you to court. Every Spanish rose has its thorn, and you're gonna listen now. You've been warned. A killer, a traitor, died. A killer, a traitor, cried. But just for you tonight, we are killers and fighters live! Welcome to the show, it's a folklore remix. Taking what you know, adding on a prefix. Everybody knows that we mourn our children's lives. Keening through the night till the break of day. Once we're done, we start again. That's the way a bay haunts. Everybody knows that we mourn our children's lives. But now we're revived. Hey, remember us from Ghost Hunters? A killer. My name's Luisa of Mexico. He loved me over 5 years, then he left me for some royalty. My sad story results in children slain, so if you try to dump me, you won't try that again.
A traitor.
I'm Donna Marina, and I'm up next. See, I got Cortez into bed. Yeah, I'm that sexy. Why did I kill our child? Well, my tale may seem neat, but don't be beguiled.
Died.
Elvira, the only one who never killed.
Rude.
When my love was hanged in town, I drowned, but I'm not what I seem, or am I? Stick around for my story macabre.
A killer.
Yo soy la Llorona.
See?
When men see my figure, they are like
See?
But the little death they seek will be gory and quick. Funny how we all discuss that, but not each lechy little. Prick up your ears, I'm the specter who lost her head.
A traitor.
For my promiscuity outside of wed. Lock up your daughters, lock up your sons. Llarona is here and the fun's begun.
Cry.
Aztec goddess of midwives tried to save my land and its lives. I'm Cihuacoatl, mother of all. I bet you wanna know why I bawl and bawl. I said I bet you wanna know why I bawl and bawl. Hey!
Do you wanna know why we bawl and bawl? Welcome to the show, it's a folklore remix. Taking what you know, adding on a prefix. Everybody knows that we mourn our children's lives. Pop in earbuds, hit the like and comment. As we declare, we won't be your straw men. Everybody knows that we mourn our children's lives. But we've been revived. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, cinco, seis.
Thank you so much for watching! If you can spare a little more time, I'd love to more fully introduce you to the versions of La Llorona, or the Weeping Woman, who you met in the song. Luisa is a very popular version of La Llorona. Her legend goes that she was a poor woman in Mexico City who was a lover to a rich man. They lived together for a long time and had children, but ultimately he decided to leave her and marry someone of his own station. She blacked out in a rage, killed their children, and then killed herself. She now haunts rivers and lakes, crying out for her lost children, and snatching others to recover what she's lost. Dona Marina, which may be Doña Marina, sorry if I got that wrong in the song, sometimes referred to as La Malinche, she has a very complicated legacy. She was a real person. She was an indigenous Mexican in the 16th century, and she was bilingual in both her own language and Spanish. When Hernán Cortés and Spain colonized Mexico, they enslaved Aztec women and children, and he took Doña Marina as a lover, and her language skills aided his conquest of Mexico. They had a child together, but at some point her story got confused with La Llorona's. Her child did survive, but a legend grew around her history that claimed she killed her child when Cortés returned to Spain and then killed herself, which did not happen. Because of her story, some have viewed Dona Marina as a traitor, and there's been media that's portrayed her that way as well. But others have reframed her story within the context of colonialism and the abuse that indigenous women suffered at the hands of it, and some believe that her relationship with Cortés was likely not consensual. So Elvira is the only La Llorona legend that has been firmly tied to Spain. She's from a short story by José María León y Domínguez. And her tale is very different because she doesn't have children, though the deaths of children are referenced in the tale. She was a poor girl who fell in love above her station. She picked a real winner because the man she fell in love with was accused of slaying these children who were dying in the town. He was hanged for his crimes, and Elvira drowned herself in a well in response. And as a ghost, she would rise from the well, wailing for her lost love. The fourth La Llorona is a generic one that references versions of the tale where she doesn't kill children, but rather she seduces and kills men out of revenge. This variant does seem to be less common, but it is part of her lore, so I figured she deserved a verse in the song. You probably noticed I've been switching back and forth between white and black costumes. And that's because both women in white and women in black are part of the Weeping Woman's lore. Our fifth La Llorona is referencing a Guatemalan variant of the tale where she is married and cheats on her husband. In this version, she becomes pregnant by her lover, and she drowns her child so her husband won't find out. And Cihuacoatl, the last one you met, is considered by some to be the OG La Llorona. Cihuacoatl is an Aztec goddess of motherhood and fertility, and she is a snake woman. In Aztec culture, women who died in childbirth were considered warriors, and Cihuacoatl led those warriors. And she led them to snatch children. Another myth cites her as foreseeing the colonization of Mexico, and she cries out for her children, but her children are the Aztecs, who were lost when Spain invaded.
What I can share about La Llorona is just a teeny tiny tip of a huge folklore iceberg. And now that you've heard a little from me, you should delve into more with the help of Hispanic writers and researchers. This video rounds up my contributions for Hispanic Heritage Month, and I hope by next year's Hispanic Heritage Month, or some future year, that the world is a much kinder place.